Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have a review of the HD Gundam Lfrith from the upcoming series, the Mobile Suit Gundam, the Witch from Mercury series. Now once again, the anime isn't out yet, the official anime is not out yet. All we do have is a few trailers and such, so we don't really have much information regarding the whole series other than like the basic background story and such, so we don't know the certain details. But once again, this kit was released last week on Saturday at Gundam Base Korea. I'm pretty sure other countries like China or Hong Kong, they released it a day earlier, I believe, from that. So there is a few, one or two day differences, but yeah, it released last week, and I purchased the Gundam Lfrith and the Baguribu last week as well. So I reviewed the other kit, and then now this week I'm reviewing this one as well. So this kit, I've been hearing a lot of good things about it, and after building it I can totally understand that as well. So let's get into the review right away. So just before actually the review, there's one thing I would like to mention. Now I may sound a little bit off because I'm actually filming this on a Friday, because once again I have something coming up on Saturday, so there is a chance that I won't have enough time to film and actually upload the video, so which is why I'm doing it on a day in advance, so sorry about that aspect. Alright, so as usual, let's go over the components. So first of all, what you get of course is obviously the main mobile suit itself. Definitely loving the design. As far as I understood this is like supposed to be a prototype version, or the base core like frame or model of the upcoming Gundam Ariel. So yeah, this is like a prototype version of that unit as far as I know. If I'm wrong, do let me know, because there are a lot of like mixed information I've been seeing and hearing about, so yeah. And once again, on the kit wise itself, currently there are 2 beam saber hilts on the backpack as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the weapons, but there are really some interesting aspects. So here are the stuff that you should be getting as well. So for the beam saber hilts, we get 2 blue beam sabers, which is very interesting. I really like this new pace of design and color. Definitely loving it. Now we get a even larger beam effect part. Now this is for the rifle, which we will get into later and as well. And so here is the rifle here. So the rifle may look a little bit chunky here, but once again, there's a reason for that as well. And this is where the huge like beam blade actually goes in here, like in this concept. So once again, that's the way how it works. I'll be showing it in the demonstration later. And then here we have the shield. Now this shield may look pretty big and practical, but at the same time it's more than a shield. This actually works as a shield, a weapon, and a like boost, like a upgrade kit or like a power up parts for the main unit, for the main MS. So this is really cool. So yeah. Of course there was some mixed information or mixed like reactions regarding this, but I think the whole kit will give you guys a different. Oops, sorry about that. The mic hit something. Alright, so now some leftover parts here. So I do say leftover parts, but it's more of a choice. So here we have this clear piece, and this clear piece is supposed to go onto the chest here, but once again there's already a piece here. So the interesting part about this kit is that this is the original piece, and then they give you a separate piece for this that comes in like this. So it's in a yellow bag. Everything's already colored or painted. I'm not sure what this is. This is maybe color injected or something like that. But yeah, they give you a separate piece like this that comes like this right off the bat. But once again, if you don't want to use that, this is the part that you use. But currently it's clear. So if you look at the sticker sheet, you can see there's all these stickers, and there's 2 of the same sticker sheets. Now, you might be asking why there are 2. So you might be thinking one is a spare, but no. If you actually peel if you look at the other side of the sticker, you can see, you see that, design there? Yes, this is actually for that. So on the sticky part is the main design here. So which is why for this, you apply it on the bottom section here, and therefore the sticky part having the design will show the other way around. And then the other sticker is actually, so if you're not into the overall, glowing, aspect design, they give you a plain black version as well. So it's really your choice. So that is very cool and a very good design choice, or your options are very nice. Other than that, the stickers aren't too bad. So there's these stickers. So this one goes onto the rifle. This one goes onto the, I guess I'm gonna call them size, but yeah, you'll get the idea. These ones are very simple. These ones go onto the main body. I already explained these. Here we have the eye stickers. The eyes are actually individual stickers as well. And then here we have the back head camera and front head camera. Now you might be wondering why I didn't apply this. So there's a reason for that, because I wanted to mention something as well. But once again, like these, I think you could skip these 3 stickers. For the back head camera, I think you might need to apply it, but still, I'll get into that why. Alright, so let's get off the rotating stand. Let's see what we got. So first of all, I would like to mention that they did not use any polycaps. So I have read an article or someone mentioned to me that Bandai is actually trying to stop using or reduce the amount of polycaps they use. While polycaps do definitely have some advantages, it also has some disadvantages. So at least the ones that are made by Bandai are the ones are considered to last very long. But if you try something like from other companies, like for example Flame Toys, they will rip within a year. I've been there, so yeah. Oh, sorry about that. So all right, so let's see what we got. So right off the bat, we're looking at the main body design. I love the overall design here. I really like the simplicity and the fact that while this is a prototype version of the Gundam Aerial, but I really like the color scheme going on here. The white and pink is a very nice touch, and it's always nice to see a Gundam that doesn't use the typical blue, white, red, and yellow color scheme going on here. Of course, Gundam Aerial does use that, but oh well. Alright, so the head here. Definitely loving the overall new style design head going on here. Now this piece that is on the forehead, I think, is actually a clear black piece, so that's that. And then here are the eyes. As I mentioned, the eyes are separate stickers, but once again, inside the head there is a huge green block piece. A green block piece. So you can see the eyes. I applied the stickers, which are because of that they're looking metallic green. But if you can see on the head camera, that is actually the green block color I've been talking about. This is the green block that's inside that protrudes through the eyes and then the top head. So you don't really need to apply those stickers. Of course, if you don't, the color will be like that. So I think it's also a really nice touch. And then on the back head. There is the head camera. That one you need to apply the sticker. Alright, so head articulation wise is pretty nice. You can go down that much and then up that much as well, so that's pretty good. And then being on the ball joint, I believe that you can go 360. Of course, whoops, I accidentally pulled it out, but still 360 is possible as well. And the neck joint does move forward and backward. It does move a little bit side to side as well, so it does have its own articulation as well. So because the neck does move on its own, do make sure that the position is always it's back into the correct position. Alright, so that's that, and then let's get the arms. So the arms, they're pretty interesting. So here there is a pink piece in here that has a ball joint connected to the front part, if I remember correctly. So, which is why if you move the arm, the pink piece will move together to give you a little bit more articulation as well. But once again, because of the arm is connected as a ball joint, you do get the forward and backward movement going on here. And then you can, I believe, yeah, you are able to move the arm or shoulder upwards a little bit more thanks to that aspect going on here. Now, because of the design here, the shoulder is attached to the joint here, so the shoulder armor does move on its own like that, and then the arm can move a little bit upwards as well. So that's as far as I can go for now, but I think I could technically go a little bit more, but once again, I think that's pushing the limit, so that's that. And let's see, because on a ball joint going 360 is possible, but make sure you know where you're going, because there is going to be some collision if you don't. And then the arm itself can go 360 as usual, and the bend point is very nice as well. So that's that. And once again, it's a stable joint, so I don't think you need to worry about the joints as well. And I do like the fact that they kind of fixed the Alex syndrome, the Gundam Alex syndrome. I mentioned this multiple times, where it's always the arms are always depicted like this, but actually in reality, the arms is supposed to be like twisted like this, like at 180 degrees. So they actually fixed this by making plugging in the arm into the main part here, like in this direction. So they fixed that. And then here we have some ports. This is obvious for the shield, and then your hands are typical ball jointed hands. Now they go in a little bit deep, so make sure that you push it all the way in. So it may feel a little bit awkward, but that's the way how it is. I already mentioned the bend point here, and then just to mention, this part does also move on its own for some reason. Alright, so now the main body here, definitely loving the design here. So there are these two green stickers, or that looks like eyes here, so whatever. They apply here, so that's that. Now, regarding the stickers, these stickers are not, some of them may be a little bit tricky to peel off, because if you're not careful, you'll actually peel off the inside paper together. So, and then you're gonna have to take off that paper until you see the silver inside here, so of the sticker. So just be careful. Alright, so for the main body, definitely, as I mentioned before, this piece is looking beautiful. Now the main body does have, oops, sorry about that. So we do have a little bit of an ab crunch going on here, side to side, not so much. And then I believe rotation is also possible, but not exactly fully, because there are some parts that are colliding and blocking the way. But if you force it, I think you should be able to go a little bit more. Yeah, you can go more, but you have to you have to like move a few parts so that they don't collide with each other. So keep that in mind as well. Before we go to the waist or leg section, let's get the backpack. So here we have the backpack. There's a lot of stuff going on here as well. So you can see, I'd like to mention right away, this main middle port. You can actually store your beam rifle like that in there. And these are the parts where the shield can actually break or divide into multiple pieces. They kind of are like the futuristic versions of the funnels or funnels. They are called the bit stave. They also move around. They have their own thrusters. They can move, work as shields, and also work as funnels where they can fire beams. But they can also attach to these parts and give the main Gundam additional boost, so it can actually go into like a high mobility mode. So that's actually pretty cool. So we'll get into that later. But once again, these parts, the top sections are kind of like connected to ball joints like this, so you do have like free range of movement. The beam sabers are just plugged in there like that, and I believe these connecting points are also movable, so they're kind of like semi ball joints, so they do have a little bit of wiggle to the side, and then you can rotate them as well. The bottom sections, these are just pegs, so keep that in mind. And then there's another joint connecting here, so these ones are also like ball joints, so you do have a little bit more free range of movements. All right, and then we have the back skirt here. Does not move, but there's also a purpose for this as well. Now for the legs, you do get your typical side swivel going on here, and then we get these armor parts as well. Now despite that, you should be able to go to the side a little bit, but once again, it's the armor parts that's blocking the way, so you can't really go 90 degrees to the side unless you, I don't know, force it, but that's not going to work because of this armor part. And then going forward is also possible, so 90 degrees forward possible. And if you're going to go backwards, now it is possible because there's no back skirt, but you're gonna have to move this part away, and once again a little bit work your way around because this thruster here on the side is colliding with these parts. And another part of the sticker here is these. So these pink sections on the knees or the sides, it's kind of in an awkward position, but yeah, it's more close to knees, I guess. These pink sections are a sticker, so they're simple stickers, so I don't think they should be too much of a problem. And then on the knee section, there's these thrusters, which is a interesting, location, but at the same time makes sense. So yeah, so these parts also flop around. And then bend wise, you get a very nice bend going on here, so that's that. And make sure, like when you're doing things, make sure you reposition these flops here. And feet are not ball joints, so for some reason they're also trying to stop. I'm not sure if Bandai is trying to stop using ball joints, but once again they're using the C-clip type joint-ish joints for the feet here as well, and then just normal regular joints on the feet. So you do get a nice pivot, but once again the front and back section moves on its own. So make sure you reposition them once you're doing certain poses. Alright, so we've seen the basics of the kit. The articulation is, I would say, very cool, very nice, and then the fact that they're not using polycaps and then very less stickers, I think they did a really good job on this kit. Articulation is superb, color separation is superb, and I really love the new overall design here. So I'm really getting into the designs. I'm really looking forward for the upcoming kits. Alright, so we've seen the basics of the kit. I'll be right back with some demonstrations, and let's see what we got. Okay, I'm back. So here we have let's start with something with basic. So I attached the shield in it. Well, obviously I left it in its shield mode, and I attached it onto the arm using the peg, and then I attached the beam effect part onto the rifle as well. So the shield itself, the connection is very firm. Once you have it in the arm, you shouldn't have any problem, and because it is on the peg, you can change and rotate the angle of the shield if you want to do so. And before we go back to the second part, I would like to mention a few things regarding the shield. So let me take it off as well. And then once again, the chunky beam effect part definitely looks good as well. And then the manual does tell you to extend the top and bottom section like this to pull it out for the bottom as well. So you do get enough clearance to plug in the beam effect part as well. And then the handle itself is the basic design here, so plugging into the hand should be no problem as well. And then once again, because thanks to all the articulation here, it is really easy to do a kneeling pose. And regarding the feet, I forgot to mention a few things. So number one, while the feet does have its own articulation going forward and backward using the C-clip type joint, but also the feet itself has the front part of the feet is on the ball joint, so obviously it gives you a very nice pivot, but also it can also move up and down on its own as well and get a little bit of wiggle here. But once again, keep in mind the back skirt also move on its own because it is on the peg, so make sure you match the angle of the front feet as well. Alright, so we've seen the basics of the kit here. So before we go on to the next part, I would like to mention the shield. So once again, before you do this, this is the main connector for the shield, so to the arm. So it's going to be in something like this, but once again, if you're going to attach it to the backpack and then make it into the high mobility type, you have to take this part off as well. And this is how the shield breaks off, so, or divides. So we have this side section here. This is actually 2 pieces as well. So this long one, you divide it into these 2 pieces as well. So that's 4 pieces on the side. And then here we have the bottom section and then the back section here. So these 2 will actually attach to the rifle. Of course, this means that you're gonna have to take off the beam effect part as well. And this one on the middle, believe it or not, will actually go to the back skirt as well. So once again, and the rest of these long ones will be going onto the backpack. So once again, I'll be right back with that specific upgrade, and let's see what we got from there. Okay, I'm back. So here we have all the stuff attached to the main unit itself. So currently, if you look at the backpack here, you can see the shield, the long parts, the ones that were on the sides are now onto the backpack right over here. So the way how they work, they're pretty simple. They just pretty much, you have these a little bit notches here right over here, and then all you need to do is just match the notches there, and then you plug it in. And here we go, we get all the booster parts right here as well. So as I mentioned before, these are like the futuristic versions of the fontanelles. So which is why if you look in closely, you can see all these small like thruster details going on here as well. So I think because of this now attached to the backpack, now the unit has more speed going on in there as well. And so the middle part, the 3 middle parts. So the one that was on the main middle, the largest part actually goes onto the back skirt right over here. You attach it. There's actually prior to that, there was actually a smaller back skirt right over here. So all you need to do is just plug it in right here. Now the manual does tell you to take off the entire backpack, attach it here, and then reattach the backpack. But I think you can work your way around with that. It's not a big deal as well. And then the other 2 parts that were on the main bottom and on the main top, they actually attach to the rifle here. So the front part goes into front, the large one goes into the front, and the back one goes onto the back one as well. So the small one is on the back. So I think it works pretty well, and I do like this design as well. So now when it's just in its gray without all the parts here, this actually works like as a rapid fire small beam machine gun. But now with this attached now, it actually works as a proper beam rifle that we all know, like the one that RX-78 uses. Like for example, it can do a charge shot or fire a 1 powerful shot rather than firing small multiple shots as well. So that's pretty cool as well. And then on the other hand, I attached the beam saber here. Now here's one thing I just found that was a little bit odd. Now the beam saber hilt design, I love the simple design here, but at the same time, because it's almost a tube, now there is a small, the small notch there that we do typically see on beam sabers. Now despite having that, this tube design or the hilt design is a little bit on the narrow side to the point where it just goes through all the way in. Now the only thing that's blocking it and going all the way in is the actual beam saber effect part. So when you're actually using the beam saber, do be careful regarding this aspect as well. So I think it's just something you need to take note of. Other than that, I really love this concept going on here. And if you don't like having the rifle all the way, if you want to hold both beam sabers at the same time, all you need to do is just plug it in here, and there you go. It's a perfect design match as well, so I think this is very cool at the same time. Now with this, the only leftover part you will be having is this giant beam effect part and then the shield connector. So make sure you don't lose those as well. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the review of the HD Gundam Lfrith. Once again, I am really looking forward for the anime to come out, and then I'm really looking forward for the other kits to come out at the same time. So I think I'll be buying and reviewing most of the kits as well. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. Hopefully this review was helpful. If you guys got any questions or requests, in the comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.